Hello, Alex. Thank you for coming to see me.
Hi, thank you for meeting with me. I understand there have been some concerns about my interactions on the ward, and I'm here to discuss those.
Yes, what do you understand about what's been happening on the ward?
I've heard that some staff feel I'm difficult to work with and that I don't take advice well. It's been quite a shock to me, honestly. I didn't expect this kind of feedback, and I'm trying to understand where it's coming from.
Do you think that it's reasonable feedback?
I find it hard to accept that it's reasonable. I've always been committed to doing my best and achieving high standards, so hearing this feedback is surprising. Maybe there's a misunderstanding or a lack of clear expectations on the ward.
Alex, how are you feeling about working on the ward? Is it very different to the sort of work you've done in the past, the book work that you've done at medical school?
It's definitely been a big adjustment. The ward is so much more chaotic and fast paced than what I'm used to from medical school. Books and exams are straightforward, but the reality of working with patients and a team is a lot more complex. It's challenging to keep up with everything going on around me.
Alex, do you think that perhaps you haven't been focusing on the things that people have been um, advising you?
I suppose it's possible. Maybe I've been so focused on trying to keep up and perform well that I haven't fully considered how I'm interacting with others or responding to their advice. It's hard to balance everything in such a chaotic environment.
Yes, I'm glad you can recognize that because it I understand that it's causing some of your colleagues.
I appreciate that. It's not easy to admit, but I can see how my focus might have caused some issues with the team. I'm really committed to improving and making sure I don't let this affect my work or relationships on the ward.
Sure, no, look, I agree with you. I think that's really important.
I appreciate that. I really want to make sure I'm doing everything I can to improve and work well with the team. It's just been a lot to take in, and I'm still trying to figure out how best to approach these challenges.
How would you like to address it? Because I think it's something that I would really like to get settled down really quickly before everybody gets fixed in their opinions.
I think it would be helpful to have a clearer understanding of what specific behaviors are causing issues. Maybe I could have more direct feedback from the team about what they need from me. I'm open to suggestions on how to improve. And if there's a way to work with a mentor or counselor, that might help me navigate these challenges better.
Okay, well, that's very open. I think that's really good.
Thank you. I really want to address this issue before it affects my work and relationships any further.
Do you have
It's
any?
important to me that I find a way to improve and make sure I'm not misunderstood on the ward.
You mentioned a counselor or a mentor. Do you have anyone in mind who could fulfill that role, or is that something you'd like me to help with?
I don't have anyone specific in mind right now. It would be really helpful if you could assist me in finding someone who could guide me through this process. Having a mentor or counselor to help navigate these challenges seems like it could make a big difference.
Well, Alex, I have a counsellor that I've sent some other junior doctors to who I think is really good at digging down and understanding the underlying drivers of things rather than us trying to deal with things just on the surface and not perhaps recognizing what's going on underneath. Is that something that you could consider?
Yes, I think that's something I could consider. If it helps me understand what's going on and improve my interactions on the ward, it's definitely worth exploring. I don't want this situation to hold me back in my career, so I'm open to trying different approaches.
Okay, thank you for that. Can we stop the conversation there? And could you please give me feedback on how that conversation came across for you?
The conversation felt supportive and constructive. I appreciated the non judgmental approach, which made it easier for me to open up about my concerns. The suggestions for counseling or mentorship were presented in a way that didn't feel like criticism but rather as opportunities for growth. This approach helped me see the potential benefits without feeling defensive. Overall, I felt heard and understood, which is important to me as I navigate these challenges on the ward.
Is there any particular thing that I said that you think I could have said better?
I think the conversation was handled well overall. You maintained a supportive tone, which made it easier for me to open up. One thing that might have helped further would be offering more specific examples of the behaviors causing concern on the ward. This could have given me clearer guidance on what to focus on improving. But otherwise, I felt heard and understood, which was really important to me in this situation.
Thank you for that. I was concerned that if I raised more e- specific examples of what was happening on the ward, that could come across as criticism. Was I right in that?
I understand your concern. It's a delicate balance to strike, and I appreciate the way you approached it. If specific examples are shared in a constructive manner, they could help me understand what exactly needs to change without feeling like I'm being criticized. But overall, I think the conversation was handled well.
Thank you.